People in New Jersey are concerned and demanding information after a wave of mysterious drone sightings. But the government has yet to give any concrete answers. One lawmaker is calling for a state of emergency, while another has an ominous theory about a foreign adversary. Here's CBS's Tom Hansen.
This is over my house right now. What is that?
Since last month, dozens of drones mysteriously hovering in the skies at night. Near Morris County, the FAA has now ordered 2 temporary flight restrictions prohibiting drones over this military base and Trump National Golf Club after receiving reports of unexplained activity.
Alien orbs are one of the most peculiar of all the UFO sightings. Spherical, often metallic or multicolored objects that have not only been witnessed submerging, but moving and turning at unimaginable speeds across America in the past few weeks. Witnessed and indeed covered by us in previous videos, present at such events as that of September 2001 captured tailing one of the planes, or at the attempted maiden voyage of SpaceX, captured passing the rocket at great speed at exactly the moment it, quote, rapidly disassembled. As if these craft are not only slowing our technological developments, but manipulating world events, or merely observing them in real time. And the sightings have only become more and more incredible. There are many drones being reported as now flying grid formations across the United States. However, these initial reports started with metallic orbs. These were then seemingly diluted with reports of high-tech drones, as if these were launched to muddy the waters. The initial sightings of these alien orbs were made over nuclear facilities also within the UK, one even landing at an airport right beside an airline. This blue metallic-like orb, after sitting a few inches above the tarmac on the runway, then took off at speed when approached by a baggage handler and security. The question is, what are these craft doing? Was this an attempted mass disclosure? Why do the intelligence services claim to now know who or what they are, yet they are sure they are of no interest? Could the reason for this be the fact that the governments of the world have been tracking the visitation and observation of these possible alien drones for some years, coming to the realization that they do not pose a threat? Or could they be terrestrial in nature, either secret man-made technology or reverse-engineered from a crash? Why are they suddenly appearing now? What are they attempting to convey or indeed find? Why would the U.S. government or whoever else is responsible seemingly launch military drones with no radio signals, clearly of man-made origins, after such events began to be reported? Are we being visited by aliens from another planet? We find the orbs highly compelling. Ever since Roswell, America has been fixated with the possibility of alien life secretly visiting Earth from their home star in a galaxy far, far away. There are literally mountains of witness testimonies from people who claim to have had contact and/or a close encounter of many kinds with what they claim were extraterrestrial beings. However, regardless of the incredible curiosity and the reams of supposed whistleblowers surrounding military bases like that of Groom Lake's Area 51, secret bases on the Moon, and, of course, witness testimonies, all claim to have been experienced by millions. Yet solid evidence for the existence of extraterrestrial life seemingly eludes us all to this day. Or does it? Many people refuse to accept the reality that we have, for many years, been actively observed by an intelligent life form not of this world, but without any concrete admittance by the powers that be. Many people will not even consider such possibilities, long denied by their government. This, regardless of the many more intriguing sightings, along with the most incredible of footage. It is simply not enough for this major shift in acceptance without the gatekeepers of paradigm's permittance. However, hopefully, the following information may persuade some of them to reconsider, to not follow in blind faith a governance that is seemingly withholding that which is deserved by all, the truth. In 2004, several Navy officers who witnessed what has since become known as the Nimitz UFO encounter, have come forward with an astonishing claim. Like something straight out of a Men in Black movie, the officers say that unknown, yet highly unusual, and incredibly high-ranking individuals appeared at their location shortly after the event. These mysterious figures then ordered the confiscation of all data recordings and videos pertaining to the event. During the November of 2004, a Navy missile cruiser anchored around 100 miles off the coast of Southern California detected strange radar signals radiating from an unknown craft. The officers claimed that the signals were erratic, yet clearly of an artificial nature. They could not identify the signal's intended message, due to them never having encountered such a signal before. It didn't strangely match any given off by any known modern aircraft. Jet fighters were subsequently deployed to the UFO's location. These fighters buzzed the craft, successfully capturing footage and telemetry of the unknown object. One of the jets in particular succeeded in recording substantial, compelling, and as yet unexplained maneuvers. In 2017, the government released a number of recordings of the encounter. To the public, however, it seems that this so-called disclosure was anything but. 5 Navy veterans recently spoke to the popular Mechanics franchise, where they subsequently dropped this bombshell. They told all regarding what they experienced at the time. Having all been part of the Navy's Strike Carrier Group 11, they were sailing on the USS Princeton when the encounter occurred. After detecting the object, the men successfully captured footage of the UFO's incredible capabilities. The object would quickly change altitudes, sometimes lurking 80,000 feet nearly instantaneously. The UFO became known as Tic Tac because of its shape. Yet, due to this confiscation of data by this unknown group, who not only had they never heard of, but seemed to carry near limitless superiority of the military operations, they rarely spoke of the incident. They further claimed that the so-called Tic Tac gave off a phosphorus glow at night and would dart around in various directions, said one of the veterans, Gary Voorhees, who looked at the object through binoculars on the ship. Why did Men in Black take control of the data surrounding this UFO? What is it that they are hiding? Was Tic Tac a real UFO, built and sent here by an ancient civilization in another galaxy? We find the details surrounding this encounter highly compelling. The Betz Mystery Sphere is perceived by a number of the world's leading ufologists as the most compelling piece of evidence to support the existence of extraterrestrial life ever released to the public. This bizarre, self-propelling, seamless metallic orb was discovered by Terry Matthew Betz during a massive bushfire on their property on Fort George Island in Florida in 1974. Due to the object's alleged supernatural capabilities, it quickly became the center of fascination amongst the general public, and an object of incredible interest for national scientists, military officials, and many other government bodies. When the family approached newspapers with their find, the story of the mystery sphere quickly spread throughout the international media. After a few weeks of its discovery, the sphere began to mysteriously resonate. The family also alleged it would seemingly be stuck in position on occasion, not able to be lifted or moved, also claiming it would often travel up inclines on its own. It would resonate if anyone played a guitar next to it, or if pushed, would change direction on its own, appearing to be more noticeable if in direct sunlight. Perplexed by the bizarre sphere, and indeed the family's claimed experiences, it wasn't long before officials from NASA, the United States military, and the Aerial Phenomena Research Organization came to conduct studies. Intriguingly, their initial research noted that the steel sphere had not been manufactured or indeed tampered with in any way. Navy spokesman Chris Berlinger said to the press at the time, quote, "Our first X-ray attempts got us nowhere. We're going to use a more powerful machine on it and also run spectrographic tests to determine what metal it's made of. There's certainly something odd about it." End quote. When military officials asked the Betts family if they could take the sphere back to their labs to conduct further research, the family declined. Eventually, it was seized by officials, at which point the family claimed it had been exhibiting overwhelming paranormal behavior, slamming doors without being touched, often emitting a loud, strange music at night, and many other activities reminiscent of traditional poltergeist reports. After its seizure, the sphere was taken to Jacksonville Naval Air Station. When attempting to perform an X-ray, researchers allegedly found their machines weren't strong enough to see into its core. They also revealed that it was capable of withstanding an incredible 120,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. The Navy eventually used a 300 kilovoltage X-ray machine to peer inside. They discovered the sphere contained two items, surrounded by a halo of materials. It also exhibited 4 magnetic poles, 2 negative and 2 positives. Unfortunately, the current whereabouts of the Betts sphere is predictably unknown, and it is likely to never be seen publicly again. What is the Betts sphere? A military instrument? An alien craft? Possibly an ancient advanced artifact? It is undoubtedly highly compelling. There is a very interesting patent recently acquired by the U.S. Navy, one with the potential capabilities to fulfill, or rather stage, a conspiracy theory which has circled the web and books alike for decades. That being a false flag alien invasion. What's more, this patent also includes a technology that could amplify a voice over a vast distance, as if one were hearing the voice of God himself. It is a laser technology, whose invention, release, and patent, all made under the possible guise or actual real-world advantageous purposes in its military applications, it creates a heat-seeking deterrent, or more specifically, a holographic craft, not only derailing said heat-seeking missiles, but could also explain many of the recent military UFO sightings, as this technology has potential only limited by the projectable power of the technology itself. Anything could seemingly appear in the sky as if real. If you add to this the ability to convey a voice over a vast distance, this technology could indeed be used to create a mass false flag incident, in particular a mass UFO sighting, or an attempt to fake a rapture within religious sects. The nefarious possible uses of this technology is wide-ranging, yet one saving grace is the U.S. Navy's declaration of the ownership of such technologies, a move we find somewhat reassuring. Yet, as always, this new patent is not the only reason for the creation of our video today. For although many, if not all UFO sightings now can be written off as a possible holographic operation, it does not explain their presence within ancient art. The testimonies and compelling evidence put forth by remote tribes, most notably the Dogons, and their reoccurrence and claimed visitation of Earth throughout history, even into the Renaissance, present within certain masterpieces, not to mention the curious illustrations made in the stones of Mesoamerica, all of which predate this technology by centuries, and in some cases millennia. Thus, the question remains, are we alone? A question which we find highly compelling. There are many unexplainable ruins upon our planet, whose age, or indeed true origins, are still an enigma to be unraveled. However, we feel that thanks to ours and many others' astute and devoted research, we do now have a very thorough understanding of past lost civilizations' capabilities. In some areas, there is undoubtedly more than one advanced ancient phase of building work. For instance, we feel that the ancient pyramids of Giza, ancient relics photographed from almost every angle, now, thanks to alternative research and in-depth scientific investigations, shows clear indication of at least 3 phases. These 3 phases are also possibly evident at many other ancient sites, in particular Peru. What's important regarding these phases is that although they have undoubtedly been accomplished at vastly different times in history, they are all incredibly advanced. In fact, they are far more advanced than any ancestral attempts to recreate them, which can be found throughout our own thoroughly academically documented history. This throws up some controversial implications. For example, did this ancient civilization, just like ours, develop to a point where they were capable of space travel? Or perhaps, a more interesting posit, were these most sophisticated and indeed ancient ruins left by a civilization who actually traveled here from another planet to begin with? Perhaps Mars? Since its discovery, Mars has been the subject of countless theories regarding the possibility of past life having once flourished upon its surface. There are even those who have proposed and relentlessly searched for an ancient advanced human civilization having once inhabited its red landscape. We have indeed shared a number of Martian theories, supported by compelling physical evidences from its surface, including the mystifying cleaning events which have been experienced by each rover while still able to move on the planet. Although many of the most compelling, possibly ancient artifacts found upon the Martian surface have indeed been covered by numerous sleuths, we feel the following objects' possible identity may have been overlooked. Pictured within a NASA image known as Sol 746, presumably taken on the 746th day, it shows a perfect sphere resting in the red dust. Although noticed, its puzzling characteristics, surprisingly, have yet to be linked with one of the most recognizable UFO shapes of the modern age, the metallic sphere. These objects not only witnessed, documented, and video recorded on nearly every continent on Earth, they have also been the object most often recorded on many inches of unexplained NASA footage from low Earth orbit, lunar, and now, we feel, much further afield. Could this mysterious sphere actually be a crashed metallic UFO? Although spheres appear in nature under the identification of land pearls, its origins would have involved tremendous amounts of water, something that has not been seen on Mars for an extremely long time. Could this mysterious sphere, photographed by NASA, actually be that of a crashed metallic UFO? We find the proposition highly compelling.
On December 9, 1957, an incredible event occurred within the UK. Now known as the Silpho saucer incident, it has become known within UFO enthusiast circles as the UK's Roswell. It was a story that was first released within the Yorkshire Post. It told of a mystery disc that was found on the Yorkshire moors. Scarborough businessman Frank Dickinson, along with 2 friends, were driving through a place known as Reesty Hill, near the village of Silpho, when their car mysteriously stalled as a glowing object appeared in the sky above them, subsequently landing in the borax forest. Mr. Dickinson and his friends bravely pursued the downed craft and found a mysterious metallic saucer in a patch of freshly cindered bracken. Amazingly, when the artifact was cut open, apparently a tiny book was found within, made of 17 thin copper sheets covered in 2,000 unknown hieroglyphs. Interestingly, similar hieroglyphics were also supposedly found among the wreckage of the UFO that allegedly crashed at Roswell, New Mexico in June 1947. The remains of the Silpho Moor object were subsequently sent to a London laboratory for examination in 1963, including a perplexing fused section of the metal and plastic which was apparently from the outer casing. Gordon Claringbull, a funded academic from the Natural History Museum who specialized in meteorites and explosives, said in a memo to the Science Museum that he was prepared to wager anything that the pieces of metal were made on Earth. However, although the scientific community was predictably skeptical, Air Chief Marshal Lord Dowding, who led the RAF during the Battle of Britain during World War II, examined the Silpho saucer in 1958. He actually believed it was genuine, describing it as a, quote, miniature computer-piloted flying saucer. Lord Dowding was openly convinced it was a genuine artifact from space, according to the report in the Yorkshire Post. The results of the analysis found that the artifacts contained an unusually pure set of metals, cast in highly specific ways, fueling the UFO community's interest in the object's fragments. Will more modern specific analysis shed more light on this enigmatic object's origins? We will keep you posted on any future developments. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, take care. The Mars exploration missions launched in 2003, successfully landing 2 rovers, Spirit and Opportunity, on the Red Planet. The mission's objective was to search for clues to past water activity on Mars. The mission also included 3 previous landers, the 2 Viking program landers in 1976 and Mars Pathfinder probe in 1997. Both rovers were given an expected lifespan of just 90 days due to the notorious dust storms present on the surface. Spirit lasted an incredible 7 years, surviving until 2010, yet mysteriously, Opportunity is still functioning to this day. This is due to several events which have become known as cleaning events, which over that last 14 years have been mysteriously cleaning the rover's solar panels. Designed to go offline during the night to save energy, it is during these hours that something, or someone, has been helping to keep our rovers running. Opportunity has since been given 5 mission extensions, which it has successfully completed. In July 2007, during the 4th mission extension, severe Martian dust storms blocked sunlight to the rover and threatened the ability of the craft's survival. However, when the dust storms lifted, they revealed that something had cleaned the rover of nearly all debris. On May 1, 2009, during its 5th mission extension, Spirit became stuck in the soft soils of Mars. After nearly 9 months of attempts to get the rover back on track, including test rovers on Earth, NASA announced on January 26, 2010 that Spirit was retasked as a stationary science platform. Strangely, it seems, because the rover was not moving, it missed subsequent cleaning events, leading NASA to lose contact shortly after. Most recently, Opportunity has seen a surge in energy after a cleaning event in March, the Martian month coincidentally resulting in a power boost of 70% when compared with power levels at the start of this year. And now mission scientists have released a self-portrait photo of the Mars rover. When compared with the dust coverage at its worst, the difference is nothing short of dramatic. Having just survived its 6th Mars winter, thanks to the most recent cleaning event, Opportunity now has solar panels that are as dust-free as they were when they entered the Martian atmosphere. Just what exactly has been cleaning the rovers on Mars? Covert astronauts? Or maybe it's aliens? Whatever it is, we may never know.
The mysterious Potomsky crater, also known as the Eagle's Nest, was discovered 65 years ago deep within Siberia by geologist Vadim Kolpakov. The cone of this mountain of smashed limestone is 80 meters tall from its lowest point and measuring 150 meters wide. It is thought to be well over 250 years old. Although estimates differ widely, scientists previously suggested it was a slag heap, but now think there were not enough people living in the area to have created it. In the official reports, there is one single sentence aligning with the possibilities of ET influences. The idea that it could have been made by a volcano has also been floated, but none have been found nearby. An impact crater made by a meteorite is the favorite theory, but no evidence of fragments have ever been found. Intriguingly, recent investigations have stumbled upon something with a high iron content, which is currently buried over 100 meters below. The crater is curiously quoted by numerous sources as being alive and changes shape by rising and falling constantly. The trees nearby the site also reported as having grown abnormally fast. It was named Potomsky after a nearby river, and when discovered, Vadim tried, yet failed to arrange a scientific trip to examine the site. Numerous expeditions have taken place since. In one last year, samples were collected. Half a ton of samples were taken from the site and removed by helicopter. Last year, the samples led scientists to dismiss ideas of a nuclear activity, as the background radiation of the site is low and no uranium traces were detected. However, the mysterious site has not given up any meteoritic material, and the area is not thought to be volcanic. In fact, there are no volcanoes within thousands of kilometers of the Potomsky crater, and it also seems to be relatively new. With an exhaustive half-ton of samples taken, it seems they were desperate to prove it is a meteorite impact, or maybe they were looking for traces of something else. Could it possibly be a UFO impact site, with the craft burying itself in this strange way, while attempting to regain flight? Scientists now think that there is something with a high ferromagnetic content buried underneath the crater. Whatever it is, it's an incredibly dense object. Due to the evidence thus far, constantly moving geography, strange growth patterns in surrounding areas, a stuck malfunctioning interstellar craft it could indeed be. If it is an interstellar craft, it could quite possibly be unmanned, yet it's clearly still running. Interstellar travel would not be suited to organic life, so it may